Will journalism win? I think so.
All of the traditions here at Churchill Downs. The biggest day of the year in Louisville, Kentucky. Riders up, jockeys are on the horses, and now it is time for the post parade for all 19 horses in Derby 151. We start with the one Citizen Bull, Bob Baffert's first Kentucky Derby horse in 4 years. The 2-year-old champ with Martin Garcia in his first Derby in a decade. The 2, Neo Equos, 2-time winner. All 7 starts in Florida. Luis Saez with his 12th try to win the Derby. Trainer is Safi Joseph. The 3, Randy, is Final Gambit.
He went last to first in his last start in the Jeff Ruby Stakes at 15-1. He's 17-1 right now. Trainer Brad Cox won yesterday's Kentucky Oaks with good cheer.
The 4, Scratch. So we move on to the 5, An American Promise.
He has 2 lifetime wins, including the Virginia Derby in his last race. For trainer, 89-year-old trainer Wayne Lucas, expect this horse to be fairly close early.
Admire Daytona, the 6, based in Japan, won the UAE Derby in Dubai. Christophe Lemaire, his 3rd Kentucky Derby, all on Japanese-based horses. 7, Luxor Cafe.
Back-to-back Japanese. Look at the odds. 8-1. Bettors perhaps gravitating toward his 5-length win in his last start in Japan, the largest winning margin in the final prep of any horse in the field.
Then you have the favorite, the 8, in Journalism. Won 4 or 5 starts, including the Santa Anita Derby, 2nd Kentucky Derby for trainer Michael McCarthy and Umberto Rispoli. The 9, Burnham Square, deep closer, ridden by the man who made a run on the rail last year, Brian Hernandez Jr. The horse has won 3 of his last 4 starts, including the Bluegrass Stakes. That was last month. The 10, Grande, was a scratch, so Jerry the 11 and Flying Mohawk.
He's got 2 lifetime wins, both on the turf and most recently 2nd in the Jeff Ruby Stakes on synthetic. He's a deep closer, and his best chance is if there's a fast early pace.
A little more speed. The 12, East Avenue, named after a street right by Saratoga Racecourse. Won his first 2 starts, none since, though. One of 2 Godolphin hopes of winning their first Kentucky Derby. Publishers, the 13.
Another stretch runner, good 2nd in the Arkansas Derby. Steve Asmussen, Hall of Fame trainer, looking for his first Derby win. Publisher looking for his first win of any kind.
Tiztastic has earned the most money of the 19 horses, winner of the Louisiana Derby, Hall of Fame jockey and trainer. You just mentioned it, Steve Asmussen, 0 for 26 in the Kentucky Derby. Jerry, the 15 is Render Judgment.
With only 1 lifetime win, he probably deserves to be a long shot. He's trained by Kenny McPeak, who won last year's Derby with Mystic Dan. We saw him in the paddock earlier.
Last-minute repairs for the 16 in Cole Battle. 5 wins from 8 starts, 3rd in the Arkansas Derby for Lonnie Briley, who at 72 makes his Kentucky Derby training debut. 17, America's Pick, Sandman, come from behind winner of the Arkansas Derby. Could bring a first Kentucky Derby to Hall of Fame trainer.
Will it be Sandman or journalism?
The 18, Sovereignty, Randy.
The Florida Derby runner-up, owned by Powerful Godolphin, the champion owner in America for 3 years, but which has never
Mr. Sandman, win me a Derby. Now, my horse that was passed away in October 2024 was originally trained by a man who's now 89, and he has a horse in this race. If you heard it at the beginning, Lucas is his name, the trainer.
John Sheriff at age 79 goes for his 2nd Kentucky Derby win. You can feel the energy inside this venue. Over 100,000 fans. Brian Hernandez on Burnham Square, looking to become the first jockey in a decade to go back-to-back in the Derby. Martin Garcia's had a trying few months off the track today, hoping to hand trainer Bob Baffert a record-breaking 7th Derby with Citizen Bull. Flavien Prat, one of the best in the business, made the late switch to Baeza, who may just be the biggest challenger to this man, 36-year-old Italian Umberto Rispoli. And the favorite in journalism, the 151st Kentucky Derby, is next.
Soon, soon, soon.
Employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country?
Last commercial
That's not a coincidence.
before the run.
It's a commitment. And now, at this unprecedented moment in automotive history, who benefits from Ford's commitment to America for over 120 years? You.
You're my best race. And one of the things I look forward to is the Maker's Mark used in the mint juleps. And if I have a drink for you, it would be a mint julep, which I hope you know for you would be a splash of mint, a splash of bourbon, a splash of, wait, what is the other thing? Oh, I don't know. There's another thing that's put into it. I think a little bit of bitters, right? You'll have to Google it. Everything is possible when you Google it. Oh. There's the Blue Ridge Mountains. Can you see Pennsylvania over there? I think so. It's very nice living on a hilltop. Right? Oh. I always put my hands in the middle of things. Fortunately, they made a law now. So this commercial right before the running is not as loud as it used to be a year ago. Oh, and look which bourbon they're using. It's not Maker's Mark. They're advertising it with another bourbon. They're advertising it with Woodford Reserve. More expensive than Maker's Mark.
Like the Kentucky Derby.
Woodford Reserve bourbon made for the Kentucky Derby. Could you imagine? The ads are longer than 3 races. But they're very good ads. Funny. I think some deer are joining me. I hope it's not a black bear joining me. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, another ad. Even you people watching me on YouTube probably won't stick with me to the end of this. This is longer than any of my video clips. 2,000 of them at this point. How could a person do 2,000 video clips? Well, they just have to put their mind to it. Okay, now we'll have a photo finish. The commercial will finish. All right.
The greatest race of them all. The Kentucky Derby. There have been a number of unforgettable photos that have verified the winner. All along,
These are
Saturday in May, a horse only has one shot at the immortality this race tenders.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
One shot for all of them. One shot that in this corner of the world.
Now I'm going to tell you exactly how many minutes that commercial was. You won't believe it, folks. 4 minutes.
The suspense and the favorite and celebrate.
5 minutes.
The 151st Kentucky Derby is here at last.
At last, go to the gates.
Granting them but one shot at a priceless reward.
They must force the jockeys to walk around the track twice.
It is one of the greatest events in sports. The Kentucky Derby from Louisville, Kentucky. Thankful for that photo technology. We would not be able to bring you these pictures without it. That 3-way photo finish Just 1 year ago, our official attendance, I said it was over 100,000, underestimated it a bit. 147,406 in the building at Churchill Downs to witness history just moments from now. The track is wet, it's sloppy, but that is what's up for grabs. The winner's circle used one time every year at Churchill Downs, and that time is fast approaching. One final check of the odds, the 19 horses who have a chance at history. Your favorite is journalism, 7-2. Sandman, the second choice. The Japanese-based horse Luxor Cafe at 8-1. But as we have seen in the past, an 80-1 long shot can win this race. It is time to go through some of the top competition. Randy Moss, Jerry Bailey. We'll start with the favorite, 7-2 odds in journalism.
He seems to have held his composure like most of them over here. He looked great this week training, so that means he shipped well. He's so tactical. He can do everything, anything a jockey wants him to do in terms of position. What Umberto Rispoli, his jockey, has to be very aware of is how fast they are going early or slow. I expect it to be fast. It's easy to get sucked in too close to a hot early pace, and if that happens, the horses usually slow down in front of you far too early, and you end up making the lead too soon. So race aware.
A couple days ago, Baeza was not even in the field. Now, one of the top choices.
He was second in the Santa Anita Derby. Right now, he's the 6th choice in the betting at 14-1. He's second in our order because Jerry and I both consider him the second best 3-year-old in America behind only journalism. An illustrious family. His half-brother Mage won the Derby in 2023. His half-brother Dornoch won the Belmont last year, 2024. The outside post, trainer, owner, jockey, don't mind it whatsoever.
One of the many questions in this Derby is what will the pace be like early on? Will it be very, very fast? Set up for a closer like the 18 in Sovereignty.
Yes, I think it will be. Sovereignty has the advantage of having already won over this racetrack at Churchill Downs last fall as a 2-year-old. It wasn't sloppy, but it was Churchill Downs. He's fairly tactical. He's the kind of horse that starts slow early, but can make a middle move and get himself in position for that late final kick.
Another deep closer, Sandman, currently going off at 5-1.
Yeah, big surprise. I think that he's that low of a price. Social media influencer Griffin Johnson and all his followers probably making this horse the darling of social media, but he also will benefit from a fast early pace from well behind.
How surprised are you to see the 8-1 odds next to Luxor Cafe?
A little bit surprised, but the Japanese almost won it last year with Forever Young. He had a 5-length win in his last race, second largest margin of victory. I think I said the most, behind only American Promise. He's for real.
So we are just about ready to load the most unique starting gate in all of horse racing. The shot from high above. Some of the most famous faces in horse racing history are in the building right now. The great D. Wayne Lucas, coach, American Promise.
That's Lucas. D-Wayne Lucas. That's my man. 89. Oh, got 4 years. There's Lucas. Oh, we missed him. He certainly looks much better than I.
Favorite in the Kentucky Derby. You can see how he's feeling right now.
Watch the 1 and the 12, right? Citizen Bull from the rail, East Avenue from post 12. The race could get pretty quick.
With the call of Derby 151. Let's get it up. So Larry Coleman.
All right, Ahmed. Just a few going to go in. Flying Mohawk has moved into the starting gate.
Everyone's in the starting gate.
Number 20, and that leaves just the 21 Baeza to complete the line here under Flavian Pratt. Baeza steps forward and in. They're all in line. We're ready for the start. They're off in the Kentucky Derby. Journalism is in a little bit of traffic early on here, but he came out of the gate okay. Citizen Bull and Neo Equos, as expected, to the front, but they've come well off the rail. And these two are setting the pace with Owen Almighty to the outside. East Avenue is away running in fourth. American Promise is fifth and down on the inside. Then Admire Daytona. Burnham Square is closer today. He's down on the rail, only about 5 lengths off the lead. Then Chunk of Gold Journalism is saving ground into that turn. He's in the middle of the pack as Cold Battle goes up on the far outside with Rendered Judgment and Flying Mohawk. Then comes Publisher by Asa to the outside. Down toward the rail, Japan's Luxor Cafe leads Sovereignty. Tistastic and Sandman are next. And Final Gambit is the trailer as they race past this half mile in 46.23 seconds. So the pace is honest enough, set by the Baffert runners, Citizen Bull, and Neo Equos is pressing it on the outside. American Promise together with Owen Almighty, third and fourth. Break of another 2.5 to East Avenue in fifth. Burnham Square is sixth on the inside. Brian Hernandez has him down on the rail like he did with Mystic Dan last year. They're about 6 lengths off the lead as they race for the far turn. Citizen Bull on the inside. Neo Equos on the outside. These two right together on the lead. American Promise comes under pressure. Owen Almighty is fourth by 2.5. Chunk of Gold is fifth. Trying to get involved now with 5 lengths to make up. And meanwhile, we look back for Journalism. He's been swung to the outside by Umberto Rispoli, and he's picking off horses one by one on the far outside. Neo Equos is the leader at the top of the stretch. Journalism is on the move as they turn for home, and Sovereignty is coming with him on the outside. The two of them go right by with a furlong to run. Journalism and Sovereignty, nose to nose, down to the last 16th of a mile. Sovereignty has taken the lead. Journalism is second toward the inside. Baeza is third, but it will be Sovereignty to rule the Kentucky Derby. Journalism and Baeza were next. Final Gambit was fourth. The final time was 2:02.31 seconds.
We wondered how this race would set up. Fast early pace. It was. Setting up for a closer. Trained by Bill Mott. Sovereignty, your Derby 151 winner.
Back early, made a slight middle move as he's accustomed to doing at times. Looked like he was following Journalism around the turn, around horses about 4 wide, and then the race was on through the stretch. It was Journalism and Sovereignty, neck and neck, head and head. In the final 100 yards, Sovereignty proved the best.
The first Kentucky Derby winner for Godolphin and Sheikh Mohammed, who's been ruling American racing in the Eclipse Awards lately. The second for Bill Mott, but the first one was by disqualification with Country House in 2019.